Accountability is hard, and that's why I am giving up. It's 9:30 on a Sunday evening. I put my daughter to bed about an hour ago, and I've been kicking this can down the road. This video was supposed to be published by 9 o'clock this evening, and I've let myself down. So why bother anyway? What's the point in me sitting here at 9:30? I know that I'm not going to get this video edited before I go to bed this evening. So why bother? What am I doing here? And what I'm doing here is trying to be an example. Because what I'm trying to do for other people is to help them hold themselves accountable. And this video serves as a testament to how difficult that actually is. And how it doesn't come naturally to us as humans to show up. And it goes to show just how much of a kick-ass, badass dad you have been. Because you keep showing up, man. There's no doubt in your mind. And yeah, this is a YouTube video. It's something that it's not something I have to do. It's something I get the privilege to do. And it's part of what I'm trying to build and who I am trying to become as a person, as a business, and as part of a life well lived. I set this channel up so that I could start getting my thoughts out there, so that I could start being accountable to myself, so that I could have something to show for it. And maybe, later on in life, when my daughter grows up, she'll have something to watch and to see the growth that I went through and the processes that I went through to try and live life on my terms, to follow my dreams. And as long as I've been working, I've wanted to have a business and a lifestyle that wasn't tied to a location. I didn't have to go into the office. And it's only since becoming a dad where the why for that has become so poignant and clear to me. The reason I'm doing this is so that I get to pick up my daughter from school. I get to take her from school. I get to get ready with her in the mornings. I get to have all of that. And do you know what it costs? It costs being uncomfortable. Because I haven't showered today. We've just been playing around in the garden, watching movies, cooking together. I wasn't prepared for this video, but I have to do it. And I have to do it to prove to myself that I can do it. And it's not difficult. I lie. It's difficult. Getting the lights set up, tidying up a little bit so that this house doesn't look like an absolute bomb hit it. Because it did. But I'm doing it because I get to do it. And I'm doing it because I'm accountable to myself. And I'm doing that because the guys that I work with, I hold them accountable. And eventually, you're going to have to get to a point where you're holding yourself accountable too. And that's not easy. And it's not simple. But is it worthwhile? This past week has been hard. There have been roadblocks that have come up. Things that didn't go the way that I wanted them to. And this morning when I woke up, I had this, I suppose, a sense of failure on one hand. But on the other hand, this moment of clarity where it kind of dawned on me that, yeah, things are taking slower than I would have hoped them to. But momentum is still being built. I've had one of the dads in one of the divorced dad groups that I belong to reach out to me and say, look, I would love to interview you on a Zoom call. Would that be possible for you to come in? Let's just have a conversation and film it. I feel like your message and the type of person that you are would be a good example of leadership within this group. And that was really, really cool for me. I'm super, super proud of that. And in the same breath, didn't get to this video this week because dadding. My daughter's on holiday. School broke up at 11 p.m. on Friday. And we've just been having the best time since then. Parties, swimming parties, friends' houses, barbecues, braais. All of the great things that life has to offer. But this is part of what I want. And I'm reminded of something, and I can't remember her name now, but also a famous woman in the personal finance space. And her motto is effectively, you can have anything you want, but you cannot have everything. So this video, 9:30 on a Sunday evening, is the cost that it takes for me to get to where I want to get with the goals that I have at the moment. And it's not going to be perfect, and it's probably not going to be pretty, but it's me. And it's me doing the thing that I promised myself I would do. And it's not what I wanted it to be or what I pictured it being, but lying on the couch here 30 minutes ago, I was like, it's hard to hold yourself accountable. And why is that? Why is it so difficult? Is it just because we haven't flexed that muscle enough? Is it because we're just not used to it? I always used to think that sort of life was like a river, right? And the flows get quicker and slower as you're going through it. And you get taken down these different channels. And then an opportunity came that was to be the first person who was my mentor, who had moved over from England and started a business building roofs for people. And he'd done it briefly in England for another company. And he was like, well, why not me? So he said to it. Man, he wasn't the smartest man I'd ever met in my life. But man, he had a heart. Goodness gracious, that man had an enormous heart. And he trusted it. And he trusted his gut. And I remember one evening we were sitting in the bar at the office. And he said to me, Dave, you just gotta fucking do it, man. And you gotta want to do it. And we want to do it. But we often get in our way. And I think the reason for that is that we're scared. That we're scared to put ourselves out there. That we're scared to make mistakes. That we're scared to not look great in front of camera at 9:30 on a Sunday. But if you're anything like me, it's because we're scared that it'll actually work. And that we'll be held accountable for what we do. And we'll be held to a higher standard. And I think if more of us embraced that and did it anyway, because this is fun, man. This is the alternative would be sitting here watching some random episode of some random show that I've been enjoying, but it isn't moving the needle. This, I hope, will start moving the needle. And if you need help moving the needle, or if you just have no idea what you actually want and where you want to be heading in life, that's cool. That is 100% acceptable, because 99% of people out there have no idea. But the thing is, if you start effing up forward, you're going to start figuring out what it is you don't want. And once you start ticking the boxes of what you don't want, you kind of get into this groove of where you'd like things to start going. And that's a pretty cool place to be. So if you'd like a bit of help figuring out what that is, or if you'd like a little bit of help becoming more accountable to yourself, drop me a DM. I'll also put a link in the description for a 15-minute get to know you call. Reach out, man. I'd love to help.